All right, guys. In the last couple of days, obviously, we've been messing with this. And I told myself after building this engine, this is going to be the last Oldsmobile engine I build. And I think I may have mentioned it in a video when we were starting off with this engine like 2 years ago. Um, and I will be going to LS power. I think at this point, I'm kind of sold on the concept of going with a 6.0 LQ9, I believe, out of like a Cadillac, the HO with the flat top pistons, because if we're going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing it naturally aspirated with a carburetor. And I'm just looking to make about 450, 475 horsepower. So that should be pretty easy, and it shouldn't tax the stock a little, bottom end. It should be pretty damn good. It shouldn't be too hard to make that power, but we are going to need cam, compression, and probably some good heads. But I think all in all, for what I would spend doing that, it would be probably more reliable and viable to run that, especially now that we're bracket racing a lot more. We need stuff that's readily available if we need to make changes or fixes. So where I'm at is I'm probably going to end up selling this engine and 2 cores with it. I got a spare set of headers and whatever else I can toss in. If somebody is interested, this engine can either A, get repaired, or you can take all the good parts and build a similar combination that is going to rip. Because this engine went 1158 at 113, and I think it still had a lot of untapped potential that we never truly got to see. But to give you the rundown on the skinny on this engine, it's got from bottom to top, it's got a Moroso oil pan, I think a 7 or 8 quart. Obviously the pickup, high volume oil pump. It's got studs and straps on the mains, which is why I would actually opt to save this block, sleeve it, and if the piston is good, then you just got to get new rods and rebalance it. And aftermarket rods are available. I think they're between $400 and $600, and that would be, the way to go if you were to save this engine. So yeah, it's got Speed Pro flat tops. Obviously, I mentioned studded straps on the mains. It's got a new timing chain on it from Cloy's. It's got an angle solid lifter cam in it. Trick flow one-piece push rods, and the cam specs are somewhere in like the 560, 550 range, like 240 duration, like perfect for this combination. This combination's about 10 1/4 to 1 compression. So you got trick flow one-piece hardened push rods, Harlan Sharp rocker arms, obviously ARP rocker arm studs, guide plates. You got what else? I do have the oil restrictors in there, from the main to the cam bearings, and then for the lifters, and that oil pressure on this engine was always very, very happy. It's got a BHJ balancer on it. The water pump doesn't come with it. Obviously, the J heads are pretty heavily ported. Those ports are decently sized. The heads have Milodon valves. The heads could use a freshen up, so guides, seals, probably a valve job. It's got brand new PAC valve springs on there. Obviously the RPM intake that has been port matched to the J heads, and really that's kind of it. So if somebody's interested, shoot me a message, because I'd probably give you a deal to the point where you wouldn't be upside down saving this engine. At this point, I know what it would cost roughly if I sleeve it, get new rods, and if I need one piston. Or if I got stuck buying a set. Either way, I know what that would cost. And at this point, I'm thinking of going to a different power plant as mentioned. So there is that. And I would toss in whatever parts I can toss in on the deal. So if somebody is seriously interested in this, get a hold of me either through Instagram or, send me a message to the comments on YouTube. Because this can be saved, and somebody could probably make better power than I did, because I don't know when that wrist pin started walking out. So I don't know if that was from day one or not. to be honest with you. But obviously, this engine pushed my car at about 30, oh, what do we say, like 3,300 pounds with me in it. Obviously, properly geared and everything. This thing ran 1158s, and probably in your average street strip car, this thing would be good for high 11s. And I think it's a killer engine. Just the stock rods bit us, and I think I mentioned already, you get a set of aftermarket rods for the small block olds for about $400 to $500, and then you would need to rebalance, and that's another like $380 to $400, and then a set of pistons, if you needed to get a whole set, is about $350 still for the flat tops that are here. And so you're looking at about a $1,500 to $1,800 repair if you can sleeve that cylinder and save all that short block work. So I would be selling this at a price where you definitely would, there would be no way that you could be upside down if you repaired this thing. Let's put it that way, because I know what it would cost to fix this at minimum, and I know what it would cost to fix it at maximum. So get a hold of me, and that's it. I made up my mind on what I'm going to be doing.